Hello friends, let us begin. It's another Dark Souls remastered, one weapon only challenge roll. And today I am going to be playing the role of Today I'm choosing the Drake Sword. There's a bit of explanation that needs to come with this. What am I doing again? I'm in... Yeah, okay. Let's just go with... I hadn't thought about this. I'm not going to use any of these. I will use the extra HP. Give me 5 more HP. That'll be very useful. Let's see. Let's give myself a tiny hit because topical. Oh, I should probably actually explain what I'm doing. So, the Drake Sword is a sword that is well known among people who have played Dark Souls, especially online, for any length of time. It is known for being a very bad weapon. It is bad not because it doesn't do enough damage, because when you get it, it's pretty good actually. It's quite strong. It's a good sword. But if you keep using it, you are a, quote, dumb noob, unquote. The reason for that is because it doesn't scale at all. So, you know, you obviously haven't figured out how mechanics of scaling weapons, etc., etc., etc. are supposed to work. Which is all very nice. But it shows other people that you don't know what you're doing. So I thought I would do this thing. Had this concept, which I was calling a tutorial run, where I'm going to go through the game, basically how the developers intended you to go. So that means let's put all that back on. Let's put all that back on. Let's pretend that we don't know what we're doing, okay? Now I have modded the game. So I'm going to pick up Drake Sword in this room, in this stage here, early. So there will be no demon butt punching. However, my route through this game will be I mean, everyone probably had quite a different experience. Everyone had their own experience playing through this game for the first time, but I think there's an intended route, and certain things you're supposed to know and not know, and times, specifically the boss fights, which I'll be focusing on. There are certain times where you have to learn certain ways about playing the game. For example, when you first get here, you're supposed to get flat, and then you go, wait, what? So this is Dark Souls. Yeah. Obviously, you don't want to fight Asylum Demon with your broken straight sword, unless you're a masochist. Basically, the game leads you through this path here. Wait, shield? Oh, not shield. Leads you into this. Oh man. Into its perfectly linear tutorial section, which is nice if you're a new player, because there's quite a lot of this game that is not explained to you when you first get in it. So at the very least, for the starting area to be linear is helpful. Whatever. We'll you see, that's pretty good damage, right? For the start of the game. It's weird, doesn't it? Anyway. Now, if this was my first time through the game, there's no way No way in hell am I ever going to know that that ball is coming down. I'm absolutely going to get hit by that.
Thank goodness.
But you don't need to see that. So let's just pretend I'm hitting. Okay, very nice. I have a key, I have a flask. Gee, Dark Souls, this game is easier than I thought. I get to heal as often as I like. Wow. Amazing. Beautiful. Oops. Yep, double whoops. I was playing some Dark Souls 3 recently, so I'm feeling a bit weird. Also, I finally got a new controller. Some of you may remember me talking about how bad my controller is, D-pad and the R1 and whatever. Whoops. Yeah. Crappy old Xbox 360 that's been around for not even that long, considering how bad it's deteriorated. Anyway, that I can get into later. If I had to tell you what exactly it is that I've learned between the stretch of seeing the Asylum Demon the first time and seeing the Asylum Demon the second time, well, I don't know. I guess it's to look for opportunities, right? Look for the level to tell you, hey, there's something you're missing. There's a door you can walk through, there's a parapet you can jump on. There is a lot of that, though. Specifically, just the game hinting for you to pay attention to your surroundings. And here we are. This wonderful new area. We even get to level up. How exciting. I'm going to put my strength up because if I don't... no, I could probably get one more level out of that. Am I deluding myself? No. 16. Because I am now one-handed. There we go. Most people are going to have a look at Violent Shrine before they go anywhere else. And so if they do that, if they decide, I'm going to look at this place before I go anywhere else, they're going to not be in the same position that they started in when they decide it's time to leave. And since there's a lot to look at around here, might even find that soul right there. A lot of people are going to end up here and then go, okay, what's this cemetery, a new area? And then, well, this sword is actually pretty strong, but if it wasn't, if it was a regular slashy long sword like the warrior starts off with, that would be doing very little damage, right? One of the benefits of choosing the cleric class. Yes, yes indeed. So, a lot of new players are going to find this place and get wrecked by these skeletons when they come here. And if they're clever enough, eventually they will say, no, I don't want to be here. I will run away and try some other location. And if they are as cool as me, because true story, it's happened to me, you might even go to New Londo, search through those ruins you can't really do anything with. Is that? I hope that's not making noise. Let me just close that window down. past that or not. What was I saying? Yeah, so I went to Catacombs first. I went to New Londo. And I hope there's at least one other first-time player that spent a long time in the early game not even finding this path up here to the Berg. Of course, even when you do get here, you're still gonna get killed by these guys at like at least 6 times, right? First time player. So yeah. This is back before you realize you could just run past everything. Oops. A little overzealous with the rolling, perhaps. But to be a new player again, it's a common wish, a wistful thinking kind of a thing. Think back on how powerful the first experience was of your favorite game, or your favorite album, or your favorite movie, or your favorite book, or whatever. And go, gee, I sure wish I could forget all about it and let's try it again for newsies. Fortunately, I just have to act like a noob. This one. Oops. I'm just gonna play like a noob too. Pretend that that's just acting. Oh, 3, 4. Don't really need anything from the merchant, so let's just keep moving. So the first-time player is probably going to have seen that dragon. Nice aim, buddy. Have seen that dragon come at them, and they are. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say that they're scared of it, because maybe you're excited, maybe you're not scared, whatever. But one thing is for certain, they have learned that there is a dragon here, and they're probably waiting for it to jump out and kill them at any moment. So that's cool. Because, you know, if you're playing Dark Souls for the first time, it's not because you already like Dark Souls, so why are you playing it? It might be because you happen to really like fantasy. Perhaps, yes? And if you really like fantasy, you are just gagging for a dragon to come out at any point, surely. Hopefully in some case. Ooh, I messed that up. Hopefully in some... No, I messed that up again, so... Hopefully, as I was saying, when you see a dragon, you hope that it's going to be something you can style on. So you're looking after that dragon, waiting to go, man, when am I going to face that dragon and kill it and then be really cool and attract all the nearest maidens? So you put that in your head. Thought of dragons and glory and local maidens. Can you just, like... I know it's my fault for falling down the stairs, but... Okay, I don't need that. Yeah, this weapon's... This is a dragon weapon, so I have to, you know... Dragon scales, there's no point in collecting Titanite. But, here we are. Now, first time player, probably don't remember what in fact, the fog gate is not even relevant in the Asylum, right? So you don't really know what it means that you can't get back behind that fog gate. So you're just going to casually walk down this bridge, yeah? Remember this? Remember casually walking down this bridge? And this guy's here, and you're like, oh boy. Scary. And then you realize that there's these two dudes shooting at you. You might be able to see this ladder. Ouch, fixed here. Some terrible lighting hiding it. Deliberately or not, I can't tell. And you're like, well, I don't want these dudes doing that. So you go up and you kill them. And, I mean, sometimes he hangs out a bit longer. Allows you to actually hit him. But whatever. This is just as likely an outcome. Oh, by the way, you see how much damage I'm doing to this boss? Ow. Don't get used to that. Because later bosses are not going to be quite susceptible to damage from the Drake sword. As well find out. There's this thing, Taurus Demon, he looks pretty buff, you know, he looks pretty intimidating, pretty scared here, but still just a kind of a tutorial. If you're the sort of person who, I mean, if I play an FPS game or something, you know, I'm one of those people who forgets team composition and positioning and all that sort of stuff, and as soon as I find a target I just lock onto them and chase them, and because I can't aim I just follow them around until they kill me. So if you're like me and lock onto things and forget to pay attention to what's going on, then probably you will have to walk all the way back from the bonfire to this fight many times over and over as you get killed by the team-up combination of Taurus and the two crossbow dudes. Thinking that that's what you have to do for the fight, but there's more to it if you pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. But I mean, the crossbow guys, that's one thing. I mean, if you look, you can see the bridge, and there's still time to climb up it, even though I get hit once. But this dragon on this bridge is a little bit like the rolling iron ball trap at the start in the Asylum. There's no way anyone would know this is coming, surely, right? So you're probably gonna die your first time here. Probably gonna get roasted. Yeah. Which is cruel because of what I was just saying before about how if it's your first time through the game and you're seeing that dragon, you're like, oh boy, this is my trip. I'm playing a fantasy game. That is a fantasy creature of the epic variety that I must surely be, you know, heading towards for some epic battle, and then it just roasts you out of nowhere on the bridge. That to me is, I mean, I don't really remember. It's been so long since I played. I got the Prepare to Die edition on PS3. What was that? 7 years ago, probably. Right? I imagine the feeling is, oh, so this is what Dark Souls is like. It's not going to be quite that easy. Or at least that's what everyone wants you to think. Maybe you think that was a cheap trick by some underhanded level designers. I don't know, I think that's probably fair. Fair criticism. But in the meantime, I'm playing the character Noob McDrake, so I'm not gonna go anywhere near that dragon. It scares me. It scares me to the depth of my noob bones. So if you are too intimidated to go any further on that bridge, you'll probably find this path after finding the shortcut that I just unlocked. Or without finding the shortcut if you're really bad at this. Yes, and if it's your first time playing, you probably didn't read all those tutorial notes on the Asylum or remember them. So you might not know that you could kick that guy off very easily, instead of messing about with him in his stupid little shield game. And yes, first time players. There was that one rat when you first get to the Undead Berg entrance, but it's probably your first time getting hit by a rat with those three teaming up and surely either killing you outright or getting the poison on you. Yeah. It's all so exciting. And here, you know, we're gonna get mauled by the bull, shot by these guys. And then there's all these other dudes with shields and spears and whatnot. So your first time here, there is no way you're gonna know that that guy is coming through, trying to shut the gate down. So we don't get that easy route through to the parish. Hey, come on now. Oops, that's not what I aimed for, but I'll take it. So at this point you're probably thinking, man, gate, I wanted to go through there. Maybe that means you'll even remember to come back to this gate. Hopefully you'll remember. The game wants you to remember. The game also wants you to chase this guy. Oops, I didn't quite manage to attack him. I'm going to chase after him, you say, and that's when you get teamed by this dude and his friends around the corners. It's a common one. The Dark Souls series in general. The old bait and gank. And it's how do I put it? These hollows with their little broken swords and everything. It's funny how effective they are. Like, sure, there's a lot more of them and they gank you in these tight spaces, so it's kind of unfair. Or you could reasonably whine about it being unfair, whether or not it actually is. But just their ability to deal so much damage, even though they can't actually take any damage. They are the ideal mook enemy. They really are quite a wonderful addition to this part of the game. Because every time they hit you, you feel like such a dork for being hit by such a pathetic enemy. They don't even have real weapons, you say to yourself. Yeah? And that guy over there, he has his own funny little episode, but let's skip that. Okay. Is there something here? Oh, I'm thinking of something else. What's to do? We have to go this way, yes. Right, okay. So here is where something interesting happens. Oops. I should have done that a bit better. Ay, ay, ay. Come on now. No, I just want to fight this guy. Whoa, where did you come from? Why are you here? Why is he here? Like, dude, you're ruining my, Oh, that'll do. Okay. So, coming back here. Most likely got ganked and killed by these two guys. Anyway. So you've come through this part. Remember, you've got locked out of that gate. And here you reach fork in the road. Actually, some people might not even notice this because they're probably looking out. Oh, look at that nice scenery. Oh, a lovely rickety bridge. I hope it won't fall on me. Oh, and I got across. Or maybe you're the sort of person who's scared to go over a bridge that looks like that. Maybe, I don't know. But I think probably how you react at this crossroad right here is probably going to make a big difference in what the parish was like for you when you got here. Because remember, the aim is actually, well, not the only aim, but something important that you must do is to get over here, reach this gate. And you need this key. Now the key is clearly labeled. If you come here, you're obviously going to find the key. But what if you never went down that part of the crossroads and went up and fought gargoyles and did all the other stuff and never found this gate again, and never found that key, and would have no way to get back to go down to the depths. On the one hand, I want to say it's confusing for people who don't know what they're doing in this game. But on the other hand, I have to kind of give it some credit. The level design has to have some sort of a credit, because everyone is going to get a different experience. Some people are not going to find this area. They're not going to remember the gate or try and look for the gate, and they're not going to find that key. And so they'll be stuck looking for the key, or stuck because they don't know about the depths, etc., etc. So in the sense that it's like there is a linear path. There is a, you have to go, you know, ring the bells, etc. But oh wow, I messed that up. You have to ring the bells, but it doesn't really, like, you're being told by whoever, Oscar or the crestfallen dude. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I wish I could light roll. You've been told to ring the bells, but you don't know where the bells are, right? So, to a certain extent, even though it is a linear path, you are left kind of to your own devices to figure out where it is that you're supposed to be going. Did I? Yeah. That was a bad place to die. I don't have to go through all that. Oh well. So I think it is kind of cool. You have this, what do I call it? It's something you can be led into. And while it's not a great deal of fun wandering around going, what am I supposed to be doing? What does the game want me to do? I hate that feeling. I always go straight for the guide when that happens to me. But on the one hand, you know, if it all works out, oh jeez, if it works out and you find the key by yourself, it would probably feel quite satisfying in a natural exploration kind of way. I don't know, maybe not. But in the meantime, let's recoup our losses. I know they don't need to be fighting everything. Let's just run right through it. This guy always reaches right at the door. That must be deliberate design, surely. Oops. What about how many people there watching this video, like me, also spent most of their time when they first played this game, or Demon Souls in my case as well. How many of you spent a lot of time just making sure you smashed every smashable item in the game that you came across? Right? Yeah, I'm not sure I wanted to come this way, actually. But whatever. Eventually you reach the, where I just was. the head of the parish, the little altar spot. And once you get there, you've got quite a few paths to go and explore. And even more if you go this way. I should level up. So there's kind of no telling where you're going to end up. But let's say that the game developers wanted you to go in a particular way. I think, yeah, I should have gone the other way. I think what you are supposed to find first is a link back to Firelink, but we'll do that later. Oh, also, there is no way you're going to miss this, because it's pointed out, it's right there. It looks like it's a key item that you have to get, but it's just a bonus, yeah. So you definitely pick that up, which will be useful when we go back to Firelink. And then, actually you're going to reach the top of the chapel here. Whoa! And you will surely be wrecked by that channeling and his minions quite a few times. Especially if you try to run through, because that guy with the big lunging, charging in attack always gets him. Well, that's it. Eventually, here we are on a rooftop, and maybe a first time playing noob won't recognize this, but this. Did that gargoyle just have a health bar just now? It did, didn't it? Anyway, most people will recognize this as a boss fight showdown kind of arena. So we say to ourselves, I'm not going to have that Taurus Demon mess again. I know what I'm doing. Catch me in the lurch. It's at this point where you go, wait, there's two of them! Right? You did this, don't I? Suddenly all your confidence boils away. And the fever of fight turning to flight. But you know, eventually you have to find some way to deal with two bosses at the same time. 2 and 1 is not a fair fight, but then again, that's not the point of Dark Souls. So, what are you learning in this fight? I guess you could say what's important at this point is how to stay alive. Because if you're just going to keep mashing R1 might have worked for you with Taurus Demon, depending on the weapon you've got. Right? But from this point onwards in the game, you have to know how to not get hit. Most likely how to heal, because you are still going to get hit. You also need to know how to just like be in the right place. Maybe figure out the basics of telegraphing. Some of the moves are quite hard to read, the flying ones in particular. These big halberd swings. You can see them coming, you can see the flames coming. You are going to start to react. And the more you get killed by a certain attack, the more you're going to go, well, I can see that coming, now what do I do about that attack? So, in my opinion, this fight is basically where you're really learning how to play Dark Souls. Up until now, it's been less about battle design and more about level design, I guess. Ag. feeling when you kill the first one, and you're like, oh, now I've got the upper hand. You've actually forgotten that you started off the fight as a 1v1, which was supposed to be just a boss fight. You were supposed to be pumped for that boss fight, but after it turned into a 2v1, and then you killed your first one, and you're down to just the one again, back to 1v1, it suddenly feels like you are more than just one in a 1v1, right? You can survive a 2v1, so surely you are more than one, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm... maybe I'm extrapolating a bit too hard there, but... Gargoyles is really, really good. Definitely one of the highlights of the game. Especially early game. I think it's... Oops. There are all these guys here, and now I have to kill them. Yeah, Gargoyles is a very memorable fight. Great. What am I going to do about this? Okay, that will work. That will also work with him instead of me. No, I just want to... I forget. I was playing Dark Souls 3 and I had the... I don't know what I'm going to say. If you're locked on and you try to roll in some fancy diagonal direction, you just can't do it in this game, though you could in later games. Oh well. Hope I don't die before I pick my souls up again. So beating Gargoyles is a real sense of satisfaction. There's also, like, you've got the pure satisfaction of simply having, you know, overcome a skill challenge, which is what it is, really. I just want some... His armor. How can I get a steel armor? Come on. Now this guy's fine. Jeez. What do I have to do to get 11,000 souls? Oh, these guys went off. There it is. Okay. Fantastic. You can all just leave me alone. Anyway, as I was saying, Gargoyles is... Oh, this guy is still following me. Gargoyles is great because not only do you have the... Oh man, I'm repeating myself a lot. You feel great after being able to win the fight itself, but looking out... oh, also the bell. You've rung the bell, so that's something that you've learned as a tangible quest goal. But you also get to see a lot of scenery when you get to the top of that bell tower. And that's significant too, I think. I think part of what makes the Dark Souls experience memorable is the way that the world is designed, and the way that you're led through the world. In ways that make you want to really pay attention to where you're going, how all the geography fits around itself. Ah, that's right, I was going to pick up whatever's dropped on this guy. Gauntlets! Oh man. Whatever. So anyway, at some point, you'll most likely have also found this. neat little shortcut between the parish fire link. And just as I was saying before about how learning about the geography of the world is very satisfying, when you come across these shortcuts and you go, oh, I've looped back to where I was and now it's all connected. That's also another very satisfying thing. I think that's a pretty significant part of what is the first time player's Dark Souls experience. So, thought I'd mention that. Now, if I'm a first time player, I don't know what's going on with this guy. So I'm gonna leave him alone. Oh, by the way, I'll be making very bad decisions when it comes to leveling my character. But that's because I'm a first-time player and I don't know what I'm doing. Because, you know, a lot of the stats and things are quite confusing in this game. Better. Hey. Yeah, there is a lot of things that the average first-time player is going to have no idea what to do with as they're going through this game. So I'm not going to be able to take advantage of everything that's here. Which is fine because this is a challenge room, so let's just think of it as a special type of challenge. I mentioned before, I think I should have gone to Firelink before Gargoyles, just in terms of having a nicer route. But what I think you should be doing when you're going through this is that after Gargoyles you reach this place. You'll probably go over and find old Onion Man back there, and that would be nice. Be glad to have met a jolly old soul. And good old Captain Dropkick here. Yes, hurrah. But also, you'll be led down here, which is significant. Yeah. All too late. There's a very interesting, how to call it, design, I guess, that you can note about this passage here. When you first come through here, and you're coming from this direction that I'm coming from, you are not going to notice that, are you? See, let's look at that again. Coming through, you've got this tree monster coming at you. You're probably not going to notice that path. Which is convenient because that's not where we're heading right now. The game wants us to go in this direction. I guess. Right? Aye, yeah, that's bad. Taking damage. Why am I taking so much damage? But these guys always so strong. Do I need better armor? What's happening here? Just feels a bit strange. Also, yeah, new controller. So I'm a little bit... No, I didn't see that. I am a little bit uncomfortable on my thumbs. But... could be worse. Could have a broken R1 and D-pad. Did I? Yeah. So, you definitely won't find that secret bonfire. You definitely will see this and be very confused about what on earth some contraption is. I guess your ability to remember things that you saw earlier in the game probably does affect how you play quite a lot. I reckon a lot of people are going to go through there and try to pick up that item now. So let's do that. And then they get there, and by the time they've gotten as far as the item itself, they realize, wait a second, I'm surrounded by various monsters. Good thing we don't have to do anything with the metal. It's a weird little area though, because nothing is awake when you get there, so how many enemies you fight entirely depends on how you progress through the area. Or, you know, just not fight anything. And then we have a new boss fight. Now, considering we just came from Gargoyles, which is it's a very empowering kind of experience, this one tips all that on the head. Everything you've done so far in this game is meaningless. You're not prepared for this fight when you get it. Unless maybe you're a magic user, at which point the game is going, so you like to use magic? Maybe see what it's like when it gets used on you. Maybe not. Right. Okay, I can just stand here and it's not going to hit me. Cool. That's amazing. This guy will not change his pattern. Yikes. Do something. Yeah. So what is happening in this fight? What we can say is that if you don't know how to block or roll, you don't even get a chance to hit the boss. Which I think is a pretty clear message from the game. Learn how to evade attacks, or else forget about fighting this guy. Uh-oh. I hate this. I can never read where it's supposed to go, and I always end up rolling right into it. Oh dear. Yep. That one's pretty hard to get away from. Oh! Whoopsies. Sorry about that, friends. I have messed up. And that was the last attack, too. Yeah, I don't know. It's last week of the year, and I am definitely in sleepy holiday mode, so... Even without having drunk anything. Not my usual peppy self. So I think, don't want to knock them off the edge because I want to pick, I want the drops that they drop, the items that can be farmed from them. and they don't drop anything. I think Moonlight Butterfly is a great boss fight. It's the original, but it's quite different to all the other bosses. It is hard. It's very hard to perfect. Like, how many people can say they can get through Moonlight Butterfly without taking any hits? Some of that stuff is really hard to get around. Once at the quick attack, I still don't understand how the aiming on that works. But at the very least, you have to figure out some way to try not to get killed while you're waiting for your chance to attack. Or, you know, probably people that continuously die before they even get a chance to see that the butterfly does come down and that you hit it with melee weapons. Maybe people who get stuck in that situation would find themselves picking up a bow. Less likely. Magic catalyst. Sometimes miss and sometimes it hits. I just realized the sound is different from that smell. It's like a noise. If, by some Dark Souls miracle, you figured out how to get through this fight by not getting killed, dodging attacks, maybe shielding attacks, maybe you figured out how the equipment system works and you picked up a shield or something that has high magic resist. That's another way to get through it. Now this right here, this key, Watchtower Basement key, this key is the whole reason why I came up with the concept for this room. Because normally, unless I want to build a divine weapon, I would never climb up the stairs of this tower. It's a dead end, doesn't go anywhere, and all you get is a key, which you don't need if you have master key, obviously, and a bone, which is just a consumable, and the ember. So if you don't need the ember, then most of the time you never need to come here. And I forgot about the existence of that key and the significance of why the key is there, of all places. Because, remember, I am a noob. Now, I could be the sort of noob who tries out items and tries to figure out how everything works by giving things a try. Can I put the word try in that sentence again? But I don't know. I figure a lot of people are going to walk back to the bonfire for most of these excursions. And you might notice that tree stepping aside for you if you did come this way. So this is a bonus. Everyone's going to get this, but also it's not important. I just want an extra ring. Hopefully I do not fall. But anyway, eventually we come back over here, right? Oh, that means we skip back on that. So this is an item that you would only see coming from this direction. Unless you're the sort of person who likes to meticulously check around every corner as they're going through a game for the first time. I mean, I do that, but most people don't. And here is where this big shining flower here is going to say, hey, try coming over in this direction instead. Very convenient flower. Pointing out something that was impossible for you to see the first time you came through. Simply by way of geometry. And so that's why I think that there is an intended route through the game, even though it's, you know, praised for its non-linearity. Why am I struggling to speak even worse than usual? And etc. Design and everything. That Watchtower basement key says to me maybe you're supposed to come this way. Probably not going to find that bonfire over there because this path is slightly easier to see than the other one. Probably not going to try and go any further in that direction, especially if you get killed first time that thing opens its mouth. And instead you'll be led here, and I think it's interesting that you get, what was that? You get the key. Oh, hello, didn't see you there. Good thing that you missed. Really? I believe it's telling that there is a pattern in this game, especially the early game, wherein, with perhaps the exception of the basement key to the depths, you tend to find the key for the path right before you find the door within which you use the key. Hope that made sense. So, how many keys we got? Just Asylum keys, right? Asylum is a short area, so it doesn't really count, but of all the places in the world you could have found Watchtower basement key. It happens to be in the place where you're at right before you find the door that needs the key. You know, maybe you'd think that a game with locked doors and keys would first show you the locked door, and then you'd find the key later on and go, oh, I remember that door, let's backtrack to that. That doesn't seem to be the way that it's doing this. You could end up doing backtracking, especially before you can walk between bonfires, and that would be frustrating, but I think the world and the design of the way that you progress through it is put in such a way that it minimizes how much time you have to spend backtracking and going through all that. And I'll point that pattern out each time I see it. So yeah, if we are a noob, and we open this door, and we got squashed by this guy. I mean, let's be fair, most people are going to try and not fight this guy, because he seems pretty tough. But then again, at this point you have surely learned how to backstab. People are going to end up doing that. Now we have Havel's room, which is a nice one to have, especially for what I'm doing. Just giving myself a level. Still got better armor, but in the meantime, I can get around a bit faster. You all know where this door leads, but imagine you're a first-time player and you go, well, I recognize that area, that's that first Undead Berg place, and I don't think there's anything I'm missing, so let's just walk back over here. Remembering again that this is before you can walk between bonfires, so you have to walk everywhere. So once you go through that Watchtower basement key door, and you end up here, probably going to go this way. And what do you do when you go this way? You meet this door. And you try it out, and hopefully you picked up the key before. Now there's a lot of ifs and assumptions that gotten in the path of routing towards this door, but I don't know. I think that's probably how it was intended to be. Because if you didn't do it that way, well, let's just say a lot of people did not know how to find the depths. I probably was one of them, but I honestly don't remember, it was so long ago. But I did use a guide when I first played for certain things. So I don't know if that door was one of the things I spoke. I don't think it was. But in the meantime, we have found the new area, and if we are real clever, we'll find this door and open up this shortcut first before we go any further. Yeah, boy. Putting load over 100 already. Very nice. I want better stuff, so let's use this. Oh, that's already too heavy though. Much better defense, but too heavy. That's better. Can we try that? Okay, when we get some more, I'll put the other. Well, maybe? I guess I could. Or I could just take the helmet off and maybe I'll try that. I don't want these guys following me. they still following? Did he just... What the... What? Oh, this is a weird design. The way that this door blocks off the path. Once you've opened it. I find it weird that the enemies can open and close this door after it's been opened. Why they do it? Why do they close the door? Weird. Anyway, so that happened, and let's see if this works. 28 is too much. Yeah. Gloves off? Gloves off, it works. Let's go with that. Bearing in mind that if I am a noob, I don't know anything about how to get the quick roll or the slow roll. But whatever. We can make a few assumptions about how smart the average noob is. And now we get to this awful place. And this is where dogs and Dark Souls becomes a meme. Just like those other guys that are actually in the same area. These guys. Torch Hollows. Also a meme. Unlike the standard broken sword hollows that you've been finding, you know, until this point. I feel like the dogs and the torch hollows are just a little bit too ferocious on the the Dark Souls punishing but fair scale of difficulty. It's just a little bit over the line for me. Whether it's worse than the Iron Ball and the Hellkite Bridge, I don't know. But obviously, in Lower Undead Burg, our troubles have barely even begun. I don't know why I'm waiting for this. This isn't crossbow run. Oh yeah, I wanted that. Yeah. Oops, I didn't want that. Didn't need to make that up. Can I wear anything? Yeah. Cool person. Hey! Wait, what about the gloves? Because I've still got space, haven't I? 27 is too much. Yeah. Maybe next time. Yes. So, Capra Demon. Maybe you still hate Capra Demon. Maybe you still think this incredibly tiny boss room is one of the worst places to be. The average noob is definitely going to get flattened in the first 5 seconds. And a lot of you are probably going to find this little, I don't know, level design exploit. But let's say we don't find that. I also don't think that's really in the spirit of things. Say I'm clever enough to kill those dogs in one hit without getting staggered this whole time. Suddenly what was originally a very intimidating encounter becomes trivial. Pretty quickly, really. Capra Demon is not really that scary. He does a lot of damage if you let him. But his moves are very slow, very easy to dodge. I think it's this fight, I guess, if you're doing it properly, where you've learned that a lot of the difficulty is just how well you can respond to the stresses of each situation. Because if you just panic roll or panic mash R1 every place you go, then you're absolutely going to get caught up by the dogs and gutted by this guy before you figure out where you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to do to survive. So it's less about reading the level, less about reading the enemy and their moves, the telegraphs, and more about being able to figure out what it is that you, the player, is supposed to be doing in this context. How do you read yourself and your own actions? How do you keep yourself in it? That's what I think. Listen to this music, it's so... the strings going tighter and higher. It's a panic attack and not as many words, right? So absolutely, this is the game asking you to conquer your own inability to deal with the situation. Once you do, it's really not much to it, right? Especially if you have Drake's Sword, which you could have had by now. I forgot to do that. I was going to cut the tail of the Drake. I now remember what I said. Picked up a key. Where does it go? Very next door you find. Coincidence, I think not. Before we go back to the depths, I'm going to open up this shortcut here, I think. I suppose I could level 2, but I'll probably reach the bonfire in time. What's with that? It's the back of this shoulder piece. It keeps shining. There's not that much light in this tunnel. It's quite annoying. Notice again the juxtapositioning, the positioning, specifically the angle of where this merchant is placed. What am I doing? I guess I kind of want another one of those. This merchant here, you can't really see them when you first get in, so you're just going to follow the path. Well, I suppose if you can see the bars that are blocking you from entry, you can also see the woman right behind them. I don't know. But it's more convenient to meet her once you come back from the shortcut, which either you go back through it as soon as you realize that it's a shortcut to fire. You find yourself coming back from the bonfire, but you'll eventually get back. You'll eventually come back that way. So you'll head back and face in that direction in order to find that very helpful merchant. Now, I'm being very confident up until this point, but to be honest, I don't know what you're expected to do in the depths. Because there are two paths, two ways to get through. Not too many torch hollows. So I guess it's hard to know which is which. No, actually no, take that back. Now that I think of it, one of them is a secret path. Let's think about it, because look out this dog. Look out that dog. Look out the butcher. The extra path we're talking about here, I don't need that, so I'm going to put it up, is actually down here. That is the secret path, isn't it? So, yeah. Normally, I'll take a very quick shortcut, but normally, we would end up over here. Either you know how to roll through barrels, or accidentally kill that guy. That might happen. Maybe you have this butcher sneak up on you. Oh, what? What's with the reach? Still want to keep the second. Oh, my tiny head. So this, I guess, is where you're supposed to be led into this area. Highly likely you're going to get caught by this thing and killed as soon as I figure out how to trigger it without... And did find a way to trigger it without dying. Spend all that time trying to kill it, and then this torch holder comes up on you. It's so mean. The way it's set up to get you hurt every time. Mean spirited. But fun. For some. Let's just avoid these. I want that door. I have to remember where the key is first. Where is the key for? Oh, yes. So, probably find that ladder. Maybe don't think to break the boxes. Once again, this is where we're getting funneled into. Oh, that's great, I don't need that. That's the key? That's the key, isn't it? This is yet another key that is very close to the door. Although, this is one case where we found the door before the key. In any case, I want to use my souls and I'm probably going to mess up, so I want this bonfire. I moved from an Xbox 360 controller to this Logitech thing, and D-pad and analog stick switch positions. So I'm still getting used to that. I think I'm going to go to 40 endurance. That's the cap, isn't it? Oh, I've got souls I can use. Let's do that now. Video must suck for people who hate to hear my voice. I've been talking the whole time. I guess your consolation to all that is at least I actually have something significant to say, and I'm not just mumbling. Thank you, Torch Bullet. Thank you very much. Let's try that again. Nope. Doing a terrible job here. But so is he. How did he miss that first one? That's amazing. Anyway. Depths. I think I quite enjoyed the depths when I first got here. It's got a lot of atmosphere, you know. Very different to everywhere you've been so far. And it's claustrophobic and the enemies are all very annoying. And it's quite easy to get lost in these little tight passages. Maybe I'm just a dungeon crawler at heart. For the tight passages to the open world vistas. Whoa! Nice. Oh, look at that. Man, those rats are bigger than they're buffed. You can't see that they're buffed. So I find it interesting, actually, the way that this Channeler in his place. If you go through the normal slow way, you're most likely going to kill him, which will not get in the way of your boss fight. The only time he's really going to bother you is if you're the sort of person who failed to take care of him when you first had the chance. I just think it's interesting. It's that way around. I think it'd be the other way. Oh, is that how much damage he does? I don't remember that. Go away, Robin Rat. Now. Spooky. I don't have all day. If I did, I would probably have dropped down there because there is only one part on this huge slope that allows you to get down here. Kind of skips half of the Sneaky Pathways section. It's not really very English route. You know, I think I actually did just happen to fall on the left side when I first found that slope. So it's not impossible that you would make it this way. Now we have our shortcut to the bonfire. Which is nice of them to put that in because die to the boss, and shortcut to the boss. No one wants to do that bonfire walk. Like Tower of Latria, the man-eater boss fight. That was the worst. Don't want anything from this guy. So it's not mind-blowing amazing level design, but it is considerate. So, what have we killed already? Gargoyles, Butterfly, what did we just do? Capra. I think this boss fight is interesting because it's not quite as intense as all of those. Those fights demand something of you immediately, and it's generally new territory. This fight is a bit different. I guess this is your first exposure to a fight that asks you to be patient. For all the other ones, those bosses don't really have a lot of health. I guess Moonlight Butterfly you have to be patient because you're just dodging. Because they don't have a lot of health, even with your starting weapons. As soon as you've figured out what the trick is, generally speaking, the fall of the boss is not that far away. I guess it's from Gaping Dragon onwards that you start to see this pattern of bosses that have a bigger pool of health, and they seem deceptively easy at the outset. Because look how slow he is, look how dumb he looks. Intimidating, sure, but it doesn't take you too long to figure out the lying down, sitting up routine. How slow he moves and how many chances you get to hit him. It's really easy to get a hit on this boss and to avoid his attacks. Huge arena to, run around. But there is one thing that you must know how to do, and if you can't do it, this boss will kill you. And you feel really stupid for being killed by this boss because of it. This move. Because for all of the space that you have to dodge and all of the slowness to his telegraphing attacks, telegraphing all his attacks, if you can't be patient, and if you can't, if you're attacking, you need to be able to say, okay, well, I'll stop, I'll back off, I'll wait my turn, I'll let him have his turn. Obviously it's not turn-based, but if you can't back off and find a safe position before it's time to win, if you think you're gonna, if you expect you're going to be able to just keep running around all the time, and that's where he's just gonna roll right over you, kill you on one move. So I guess that's the takeaway from this fight. Like I said, it's not as interesting or as glamorous as the previous ones, but it is an important skill. Most of the Dark Souls series, if you can't be patient, if you can't learn when to stop and when to go. These big, dumb looking reproductive organ spikes. Oh! Wow, just like that. If you get greedy, if you get hasty, you can walk into his attacks that you yourself thought was really easy to dodge. So that's my opinion. Maybe that's accurate to the original design, maybe it's not. I think when I first got 20,000 souls, I immediately went back to Andre to buy that, what's it called, the lockstone for Darkroot. But most people are going to take their Blighttown key that they just got and use it on this door that's right in front of them. We head straight into yet another memorable part of Dark Souls, but memorable for all the reasons that Gargoyle and Butterfly are not. Even though you do feel like a badass once you defeat Gargoyles, you don't really remember what it felt like to go from losing the Gargoyles fight to winning. But Blighttown is the place that makes you remember pain, to remember what it's like to die over and over again to some awful traps, awful creatures, you know, the level hazard itself. The hazards of the level itself. There's so many things coming at you at once. It's... Oops. Why are these guys here? So many things come at you at once, it is hard not to be overwhelmed. Shit for a brand new player. Oop. Oh, he got stuck. Poor Faye. And this is why this is one of the most, like, dogs and torch hollows are big, but also Blighttown is one of those names that people recite when they talk about how hard Dark Souls is. Or, oh, toxic in one hit? Really? That's bad. That is very bad. I've only got 2 S's. Shoes! Yeah, Blighttown is one of those things that people talk about when they want to tell you, you'll love this Dark Souls game because this place kicked my butt. Why am I killing everything, by the way? I should just be going through this. Oh, I need more water. Give me a second to put myself a drink of water, okay? I know I could pause the video, but that would be like, hey, splice warning. Where's my box? There's my box. Weather is not so great today. Anyway. Right, back down to left. Is one of the things people like to reference when they talk about Dark Souls and how much it has to offer. Big speech marks around the word offer. Where's my, oh. Now, I'm gonna go this way. And this way. Now I'm gonna move. Wait, was this? No, it's not. Now I am probably not doing what the average noob is gonna do. I really wanted the ninja gear. That's not right. Oh dear, whatever. Hey! You wish, buddy. I shouldn't have. I should have just whatever. There we go. Where are we going? We want to go to the bonfire, which is right over there. Over these dogs. Oh. Eventually we make it to this bonfire. These dogs kill us. Oof, that was awesome. Nope, that's not good. I don't know that I've seen that move before. Certainly don't remember it. It's very long, isn't it? Well, got the bonfire lit at least. Ah, and he lit me up like a bonfire too. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Let me try that again. Do not want to lose my 30,000 souls. That would be very inconvenient. Can you just, like, stop being annoying? Thanks. No. Oh no, that was bad. Goodbye, 30,000 souls. Goodbye. Far out. That was some Dark Souls physics right there. Very unfortunate. But such is the price we pay. Being such a foolish first-time player to even take this route through Blighttown, because why would you do it normally? Terrible idea. Boy, oh boy. Wow. Rolled here. Bounced this ladder pole, ricocheted through over the planks off the side. That's just terrible. Very disappointing. Oh well. That's Blighttown, I guess, and we haven't even got to the best part. Right? Now, is this the way you normally go for the bonfire? I can't remember. What are you doing? Get off. This isn't my way out. It's going to be very sad. This isn't my way out. At least I got a soul. Okay, there's that, and then there's... Oh, wait. Oh, the same move! Never seen it before. I should have taken the other route. Why am I dying to this? Good stuff this point, huh? Okay, fell off with his own core. Time to do it this way instead. Which way? This way, this way, this way. Hey! Of course we can find the idol. Yes. Better is that this is the threat to the bonfire. Souls to level up with. Very sad indeed. Oh well. We've been through the first part, which is all... What? How did this dog do so much damage? The first part is all... spooky stuff. Seriously! Come on, doggies! Yeah, spooky tunnel, and then there's that one guy who shoots his dart at you. And then you got this part of Blighttown. Which is about 100 different pitfalls waiting to happen. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm still getting... Yep. There it is. The toxic. Maybe I'll be out of here. Let's see. Wait. Oh, come down, please. Not that... Oh, that was weird. Haven't seen that happen before. One of those fell off. There's one more here that I want to get rid of. This is probably going to kill me next time after I die here. So let's do that now while we can't get any more toxic. Hey! There we go. Didn't really need that. Or that. There we go. Have to remember to get rid of that filter. Ah! Told you I would die. But I got rid of the dark guys in the meantime, so that helps. Yeah, Blighttown. quite a piece of work, really, isn't it? Aside from how much effort was taken to stick all these ugly scaffoldings together. All the different layers. You know, you've got your standard loops with different weapon types. Your big dudes, your really annoying dogs. And then you got these guys, these non-respawning guys with the blowgun, right? All these different enemies attacking you slow, fast, by themselves in groups, up front, from a distance, right? And the whole time, you don't really want to fight them because they're annoying as heck. But if you try and run fast, oh, you're gonna get stuck somewhere. Either you'll fall off or you won't be able to get past. You know? It's so painful. It's still not even at the best part. Yes. Wow! Dropping on my head. Then, once you've managed to finally get down off those awful scaffolding and you say, finally, no more worrying about falling to my death. You get to the bottom and you realize, oh, they're still not done with Blighttown. Nope, not enough souls. Let's see some souls. Yeah, okay. Still not done with Blighttown. This is Poison Swamp. If you are a noob like this character is, you don't know anything about the Rusted Iron Ring, so you have to go very slowly. You have to get poisoned. You will definitely try not to get poisoned, but you will fail. Oops. Oops again. When they see this thing, we have to come back for this. So let's just work towards what's probably one of the easiest landmarks to note as you're down here at the bottom of Blighttown. Because surely, by the time you get down here, you completely lost the plot in terms of what you were doing and where you were going. Probably died so many times. And it's quite disorienting because none of this is familiar, even if you look up. You still don't really know where you are. So when you get down to the bottom of the swamp and you've got one way to go over there, one way over there, and maybe one way up over there as well. It's hard to know what you're supposed to do. Well, I think this entrance to Quelaag is relatively intuitive. Not particularly intuitive, but enough. And then the game does something just a little bit more interesting than the last time. It's no gaping dragon, because there are no boring moments in this fight. similar thing. It's kind of like the Gaping Dragon, except faster and way more dangerous. I wouldn't say it's a well, no, but this lava mechanic, which is something that wasn't in previous fights, something that is forcing you to reevaluate your position as you go through, since the level itself, the hazards of the level, are not there at the beginning. I created partway through the fight. It takes a lot of looking around you all the time. So the juggling act that you're used to already, simply just not getting hit by the enemy and finding time to get your hit in on them, there's now this extra layer of complexity that comes with having to dodge the lava that comes up. But also there's more to Quelaag than just the lava. So her attacks are really powerful. And Gaping Dragon was the same, but her attacks are powerful and a lot of them are quite hard to get away from. So you really need to be able to learn the tells. Like if you can't learn telegraphing by now, there's no way you're going to get through this fight. The swinging the sword part, that's simple enough, right? But it's when you start to get the doing the move that I wanted to do. Which is annoying because she usually does it very frequently. That's the... If you cannot learn that... Oh, why did I just roll into the lava? I can't believe I've done that. Yeah, so obviously you have to learn how to not roll straight into the lava. Also that magic attack has very specific tell. Is subtle but different to all the other moves. So it's easy enough to learn once you see it coming. And the first time you see it coming, you're probably wailing on her, so you will get killed in one hit. Most of the time. So that's why I say spatial awareness definitely, but also learning the tells of the boss has never been as important before as it is when you get to this fight. And finally, second bell. The thing we were going for, yeah? And I kind of want to go down into Demon Ruins and show you that probably many people will keep going down through here because maybe they think... I mean, if you paid attention to the cutscene that I just skipped, you would of course know that the bells clearly open a gate that you might have seen before. But there's plenty of opportunity for you to keep going down below Quelaag's area. If you do and go through the ruins, you will of course, if you can beat Ceaseless, You'll find that nasty yellow fog gate, gold fog gate, whatever it is, and it says acquire the Lord's power or something. And though I would like to show you that to prove a point, I'm not confident I can beat Ceaseless right now. So instead of wasting everyone's time, let's just push on through a bit more. Alright, so you beat Gargoyles and you beat Quelaag and you got those two bells, and you saw that cutscene that says door at the place near Andre with the Onion Man. And you think back, well, where was that? Where do I need to go to get back there? Once again, you still don't have bonfire warping, so you're forced to make your way there, however you can figure it out. But if you're coming back down, coming back up, in fact, from Quelaag's, you probably will find this, if you hadn't already. You might be thinking, well, this goes up, and that's probably, up is probably the direction I want to be going. So you attempt to go up. Really clever people will see the doggy in the wheel. Nice little treat for them. Oh, bugs. Cool, thanks guys. So those people, like me, would like to make sure they clear every part of the stage before they go any further. I'll probably try and walk down there. Oh no! Why now? Oh, thank you. Oh, I have to walk back up from the demon room if I mess this up. Yuck. Taking the other bonfire. Ugh. In the meantime. Ah! Oh, right in his way. Yikes. I can't believe it. Do I have... I do not. Bad news. Man. Maybe I should go kill that guy. So I can't get toxic again. Man, too late. So annoying. Anyway, so you get this key. Nice key. What door does it unlock? Yep. Pattern is clear. It's a key for a door that you're just about to find. I don't know why I'm going this way because I can't survive this poison. I really should have gone back and killed that toxic blowgun dude. Yeesh. And walking back up from here. Oh, man. Welcome to Dark Souls. Yes, some of you are probably trying to point out that Chaos Covenant bonfire. Wondering why I'm not taking that. But you should know, this is my first time playing, and so I do not know about that bonfire. How could I? Just like I'm not going to find Ash Lake in this run. How would the average first-time player know about that? Ah! Good thing I remembered. There was something I forgot to do. Good thing I remembered now of all times. You see. I was going to talk about this some other time. I forgot about it, but... Yeesh! The weapon I am holding is a drake. It's a drake sword. It's a dragon weapon. Because it was cut from the tail of a dragon. All related dragon weapons have one thing in common, and that is that you cannot use Titanite to upgrade them. You need dragon scales. Those who are familiar with the world of Dark Souls. Yes, with the world, with the level design of this game, and what I have implied thus far, probably know that that means that since I am too dumb is a harsh word, since I am not knowledgeable about the game, being a first-time player, and do not know about Ash Lake, I am going to be starved for dragon scales. Because there's a lot of dragon scales to find in Ash Lake. It has a very dragon kind of a flavor to it. Which makes this weapon even more thematically appropriate. Because the average first-time player, I'm avoiding saying the word noob like it's some kind of curse word. The average first-time player probably doesn't really understand how to get their weapon upgraded to its max level. And you're in an even worse spot if you chose the Drake Sword and don't know how to get to Ash Lake and pick up all those dragon scales. So that's gonna be tough luck for you. But also tough luck for me, because I have to do this run. So I've got this one dragon scale that I just picked up. And then... do I want to do this? Yeah. Nope, you don't. Get away from me. Blow downs. So I had this one dragon scale that I just picked up, and I will get one from the hyena and Darkroot eventually. I'm not going there yet though. I don't know that I'm going to get any more than that. That might be all the dragon scales I'll get for this whole game. Which is scary, because that means I have to beat Gwyn with a +2 Drake Sword. No, Gwyn's not going to be that tough one. Ah! Will damage, I'm sure. So, Valley of the Drakes. Very nice place. Certainly it is. From here, there's a couple of different routes to get to where we want to go. I think it's probably fast to go this way. Use this key that we just picked up. Which of course takes us here. I want to buy Smith Box. So, stop my Andre for that. Oh, I need to, yeah. imagine you on the back and violent, but there is no point in me showing you what happens. I attempt to go through there without really having the need to. But let's say this is the intended route and you have been led back up to Firelink from this specific shortcut. Well, what have you been shown? This was not here. There used to be a firekeeper here. Now she's dead. Because I didn't know what the deal was with that guy. So it's a nice little quest, little bonus quest I've been given. And then there's this guy.
Maybe.
What am I doing? Oh. My friends. Perfectly on time. So we picked up our black eye orb before coming this way. Immediately. Sure. Did I need it? Yep. Oh, that's right. I want that. Don't do that at the same time. So now our sword does a little bit more damage than before. However, it still is quite crap in one particular sense, and that is, if you pay close attention, you will see. Here it is. Look at that window very closely. If you know how to read it, you will see that the param bonus parameters is empty. There is no bonus. You get your base damage, and that's all you get. What? Why did I? Oh, yeah. So. In other words, for those who don't understand what that means, the sword doesn't get any stronger no matter how much you level up your own stats. So there's no way for the sword to get stronger aside from upgrading it. And even upgrading it to its highest level. I mean, the base damage is fairly high, but by the time you're ready to make a +5 weapon, it doesn't really give you the damage that you need. So it's going to be fairly soon. Nice. That this weapon in particular starts to become more and more useless, underpowered, and out of the way, please. Oh. max damage.
I just realized I was thinking about other things. I didn't say anything about this whole level. I should, because Sin's Fortress is another one of those places that's a bit like Blighttown that people will remember. Even if they don't remember the name, it's not a very catchy name. And whoever Sin is never revealed, so it's not helpful. The way that this place is designed to get you to walk into more and more traps over and over again, and even once you've been hit by one trap, there's no guarantee that you won't hit it again. It's not a these are not the kind of traps where if you have seen them before, the dangers over. Because even if you know how they work, you still have to dodge, you still have to time for the enemies chasing after you. So this is another one of those places that seems like it's very mean. And the truth is that it is, lore-wise as well, but also for players, it is there to test you. It's there to say, sure you really want to come this far? Are you really prepared? Are you sure of that? It's kind of a secret bonfire. I didn't know about it personally. That's why I went on this one. I think the design of Sin's Fortress is quite well done. And there's a lot of stuff that's here that's not just, yeah, you've got Ricard's Tower and the extra areas, the little swampy bit down below, the outside areas where that giant is that opens the gate. Lots of little areas to look around and explore, and not get caught by traps. And it all really works. It's so oppressive in a way that I think really is punishing and fair. It was fairly punishable. Golem seems to be quite a bit easier than most of the other bosses, especially if you had the caution to know that giant on fire comes up with this whole rooftop part of the level. If you could figure out where it was, you have to look at it. not like the firebomb is even a significant threat. Oh, didn't kill me. Wow, thanks. Yeah, it's not like the firebomb really factors into the difficulty of fighting. So all you've really got to talk about is attacks. You know, this small space that you have to stand. It seems like somewhat an easier test than. He was one anyway, what difference does it make? Anyway, as a test it seems a bit easier than Quelaag even. I guess it's a bit like Gaping in that. You have to be patient, take his health down bit by bit. There's also the added bonus of being able to do that. What I just did. Knock him off the edge. But that's... I definitely don't think that's something you can aim for, especially if you're a first time player. You wouldn't know you could do that. I guess I'm undecided on what the Golem fight is really all about. But the purpose of Sin's Fortress, you know, in the game is to get you ready for it's kind of like a juvenile and an adult phase. Once you get out of Sin's Fortress here, you're basically an adult, right? And this is your first mission, is to clear the animal world. Specifically the boss fight there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Iron Golem is really a suitable test for all that. Okay, so now I have 40. Stamina's not going to go any higher. Time to put in resistance. Yeah. This guy left. You know what? More resistance. Yeah. See, that gives me 5. Apologies. Got my controller. 5 more physical defense. Yes. Very useful. You know, first time player definitely wants to have resistance to attack so that they can handle getting knocked about. Oh, since my finger's up. How much have I got, by the way? 27 out of 120. What's a quarter of 120? That's 30. We can go higher. We can go higher. Boulder ones. Boulder goals. Elite Knight. That's what. So that'll do. Pretty styling, I guess. Pretty good for a first time player. And look at that, familiar face. This was a boss. Now it's just some guy. Hey. What the? How did that move doesn't hit if you point blank. Wow. Don't need that one. Don't really know why I thought it. I was just getting into the mood. Be the first time player. Almost fall off the ledge because you're a first time player. Now this is where first time players really start having fun. And Orlando, they say, what a nice place. This is gonna be all joy and glory and happy fun times. No one expects this walking the rafters, this little stunt the game pulls on you. How can this be the only path, you say to yourself? But it is. What the heck? Did he just jump that hole? Of course, since I'm a first-time player, dodging doesn't seem to really be... avoiding the enemy is not really something I do, so... I'm just gonna keep going until they actually kill me. I need to heal though, so... Oh, he did it for me. Thanks, buddy! Yes, it's very nice to take that shortcut jump from here, but first-time player would not know how to do that. What are the... looks like black bands? Is that meant to be like bronze or something? It just looks... it stands out on that statue. I have to wonder if there was intention. And then you get to this contraption. It's memorable in its own way because you didn't realize the game could do this sort of stuff. And also gets you closer to that bonfire. So bonfire shortcuts are always exciting. Now you get here and you think, hey, yes, that was just a detour. This is the real Anor Londo. Joy and glory. Indeed, let me go through this door, fight some rad dude, and call it a day. None of these doors open. To you in your current state, at least. You get forced onto one of these precarious catwalk situations. The game is teasing you, really. Don't you think? Like, they don't show what to expect, but you definitely didn't expect this. The imps behind you. Well, obviously, most people will stay and fought the imps foolishly. And then there's this. This is another one of those things. This is one of those situations where people on the internet who want to talk about Dark Souls will have to deal with people talking about this specific encounter over and over again. Because apparently, according to all the internet comments I've read, this is the part where people get stuck the most. They do not know how to beat those two guys that I just wrecked without swinging my weapon. They try to go slow, they try to rush the enemy. The secret, the answer was, something you should have already been able to do. You just gotta be patient, watch your surroundings. Learn how to use your equipment.
It's very tricky. It's the likelihood of first-time players getting killed by those two archers. First time through in Orlando is probably about as close to 100% as you can get. Wow, okay. Guess you win that one, buddy. What am I doing, brother? Oh, yes. Is this enough for one level? Only? Yeah. That's fine. Just one level. 3 more resistance. Can you believe it, guys? Come on. We are so tanky. Now, the problem here is that I would normally take this shortcut. This shortcut. Just jump over the railing. Guess that would be good. The average player does not know that is a thing that they can do, so we have to go. No. Where do you go again? Where do you go? Ah, you go over here. Yes, that's right. And you open this door, and you let this guy kill you. And then you walk back from the bonfire, and then you go, he's not going to kill me this time. Backstab him a few times. Oops. That didn't work out. But there it is. There's quite a lot of messing about in this section of Orlando. Because it's kind of confusing layout, really. Especially since you can't tell just by looking like what doors are locked and which ways are available for you to go. So it takes a bit of trial and error, I think, to learn the layout where you have to go. It's probably only after you've visited like every other one you'll eventually find this one. Oops, which becomes a shortcut. Oh, I hate these guys. He does not want you to get to that shortcut that easily, does he? Forget this guy, I'm just gonna go. Whoa, hello. Well, this is going to make things difficult. Let's just sit at the bonfire. That's not enough for a level, is it? Am I going the right way? I am not going the right way. Wait. How's it going, buddy? Still not going the right way. Back through here. Now, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I don't really want to go that way actually. Too late now. What I want, let's just get rid of these guys. I wanted to open up the door, the main gate, because that is something that every first-time player really wants. No? Just me? What do you think? Being able to open the front gate kind of long ago, whether or not that's actually, what do you call it? Meaningful in any way? Yeah. I used to think that this was the shortest path to the Ornstein Smough fight. Go back there, sit at the bonfire, come down there. Ah, yes. Poor misguided me. I don't know. Maybe that because I saw that shortcut you could make. Maybe I thought that was the whole point of the shortcut. And here it is. This is it. High point of this area. High point of the whole game. In a lot of people's eyes. This fight is the ultimate test, I think. More so than Iron Golem. It's a 2v1, which we've tasted before with... Wow! What a noob! It's a 2v1, which we have tasted before with Gargoyles fights. However, it is different to Gargoyles because Gargoyles were basically just like any other monster you would find in the game. Remember, we just fought another gargoyle outside. Hey, that's a lot of damage. As I was saying, gargoyles are just regular dudes. I got some nasty attacks and everything, but in the end we gotta feel sorry for them. Only 2 against 1. But the LNX fight is different. Those guys have way more ability to control the battlefield, to push you about. And their moves, the way that the two of them have these offensive, the kind of arsenals that they've got in combination with each other's is so effective at just so hard to get a word in edgeways. It's that kind of experience. Yeah. So the average noob here is probably going to die quite many times before they learn, the telegraphs that are important. The difference between slow Ornstein lightning bolt and fast Ornstein lightning bolt. The fact that move, if you get hit by the first hit, the second one is a guaranteed follow-up combo. The difference between, they both have lunging attacks, but there's different versions of them. Right? Difference between how much space you are getting, how much space they let you have based on whether they are going to walk towards you or run towards you. There's so many different variables that change the chances that you have in this fight to do anything at all. So it's a little bit of all the bosses we've encountered up to this point. You've got the 2v1 of Gargoyles, you've got the part of Moonlight Butterfly where it's all just waiting for your chance to attack. You've got Quelaag who will kill you if you don't know how to tell the difference between their moves. What else we got? Capra? Yeah. Capra's all about keeping her cool, right? And that's the same here, because if you run into this going, how do I do this? I can't beat them, I can't... But look at this stage, it's such an advantageous stage. This is the best stage to have to fight these two on, because you can use these pillars to mess with their pathing and have one of them get stuck behind while you're going on the other. As long as you pay attention and see that that's something that can happen, you know, you can be in control. Well, not 2v1 kind of in control, but you can still get through this fight without getting hit. At the very least without dying. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hit both of them when they come to me. Because I don't know that there's a second phase of this fight being a first time player. Because I remember when I first got through the first part of this fight, I thought, get with the health bars down. And just like the Gargoyles fight, once one falls, the other one is easy peasy. Fortunately, you learn eventually. Waste of effort trying to get the health bar down from the guy that you don't really plan to kill until later. But that's not here or there. And then, of course, the second time through, I was like, okay, well, apparently there's a second phase to this fight, so before we start the second phase, I'll get this guy's health bar down as low as possible so I will be able to cheese that phase, right? That doesn't work. Yeah. But you eventually learn. However, this fight is still kind of juvenile in one respect. It is a very tough fight, but there's one thing you can say. They don't actually have a lot of health or defense. Well, Ornstein has less health and more defense, Smough has more health and less defense. So it kind of balances out in terms of amount of hits. But there's one more skill actually in this fight that wasn't quite as prominent in any fight before this, except maybe Capra, which is camera control. Actually, yeah, that's probably something I should have mentioned for Capra. Knowing where to be looking, and things like are you locking on or are you scanning the area manually. That's also another important skill. Something you have to figure out. Ah! Oh! Just got out of that. Yeah, I know I said I would aim for both of them, but Ornstein just makes himself target so much more easily than this guy does. Really does that move. Can't see! Yeah. Good. You jerk. Stop that! It's only after this fight you start running into bosses that have more significant artifacts. The late game bosses past the golden soul gates. So if you know what to do and you have a weapon that doesn't suck, this fight doesn't actually need to last that long. Oh no, I'm dead. Okay, so not as guaranteed as I thought it was. I should really have humanities handy. Well, I guess the first time player. Well, yeah, no, they would know about humanities, surely. Oop, that's gonna hurt. Close. Look at that. Ah. I wonder which one of these guys is focused more by the average first-time player. Should I shorten that to FTP? I'm sick of saying it. For me, it was definitely Smough. I was like, I'm gonna have to face these two at the same time, and I'm just gonna get this guy who's a big fat target, apparently, by some few hits. That was my original plan, and then I realized that I had no idea how to beat Super Ornstein. So I gave up on that and the other way around. Ah, man! Cutscene between getting killed and actually dying. How disappointing. Anyway, as I was saying, Ornstein is way more capable than Smough. Smough's not very smart, and Ornstein is way more lucky. Pulls out some nonsense. That guy. So when I was still learning this game, I really couldn't beat Super Ornstein. I needed to get him down in the first phase. Yikes. Hit some shit. I love it when they both do it. They both attack at the same time and both of their moves are the same kind of move. That's great. Smough too. See? Both did the lunging overhead smash. Woo! Lucky I didn't get hit there.
he is. Like that. Oh, this is bad. Ah! Pretty close. Could have been bad. That was bad. No. Why? Did he just backstep 3 times? Spooked this one. Totally. So I tried for a second attack there. Probably would have got flat. Actually had enough stamina to pull it out. Yeah. You want to know what happened there? My fingers slipped. Seriously. I don't know if it's because I'm still getting used to the placement of the buttons on a new controller, but man, can't believe that. Went to press the roll. No, I'm going the wrong way. Went to press the roll button. You know what? Just let me do it this one time. We've already proved the point, haven't we? I went to press the roll button and it wasn't where my finger went. Whoops. Oh dear. Watching the other guy. Aw, man. Wasn't sure that was going to... Yeah. That's some water, but I kind of want to get this done soon. So let's just try again. Once we get the Lord Vessel, I'll cut the part 2. But that's what that noise is. It's the wind. I thought there was someone in the house. Come on. I would have been done with this fight if I hadn't put this restriction on. Right. Keep attacking both of them. Oh, that's a good one, Soul Zone. I need to go get those. Eesh. That's bad. Yes, it's very bad. Bad positioning. Getting greedy. Getting hasty. I am failing the test, as it were. So, have any of you ever played the... Did I mention this last time? I hope not. Poopy. If you've
you ever played the Daughters of Ash mod, which is a pretty high quality mod by the way, for this game, you might have noticed that this shortcut where you jump off the spiral staircase is blocked. It's not allowed in that mod. I guess they considered that a bug that they corrected. And I have to wonder actually if the developers knew that it was something to do and they deliberately left it in or what. Prison's gonna very lucky there. Very poor choice. Thought I was safe to heal, apparently not. And being a first time player sure does make this game hard. Yeah! Woof! I still got hit apparently. Must be shockwave with the hammer slam. Can I just kill this guy? Takes hits so much faster. And I kinda wanna fight Super Ornstein because I haven't seen him for a while. Last few runs were Super Smough, I think. Be honest, isn't novelty what we're doing this for? Ah! Uh-oh! Good thing they can't juggle this game. No, what the donk? How are you allowed to do that? He's gonna pull that out sometime when I least expect it. That's it's usually after a sidestep or something, right? Come on, Smough. Come on, Smough. Let me hit. Don't let me hit the last time. Oh, that's gonna come. Yes. Couldn't really see him, but I had this sense that he was doing something. That's the worst place you can do. What? Why did I take damage? What happened there? Oh, this is bad. I need to be really safe to be able to pop up one of these. Ornstein is probably going to be that kind. Oh! Let's not waste my humanity here. hammer stuff. Shush. I'm not sure how much of that got into the video. There was an alarm that fired on the screen. Oof! Right, so here we are, Super Ornstein. It's pretty scary. But if you've gotten this far, you can... Well, for some play, you can probably figure out... the best place to be is... just his feet. As long as you give yourself enough space and time to dodge that move. The real problem with this fight is that suddenly he's got way more defense than he did before. It takes a lot longer. It requires you to make less mistakes if you want to actually survive this fight. Considering I don't have any more Estus, that makes this challenge. Oh, it stinks. That one is really hard to... Nobody's gonna strike. Striking on it's gonna be good. That's also one you have to watch out for. As soon as you're ready to roll at the end of any one of those moves. See, I don't know why I thought that was damn. What he was doing, the butt stomp. I made a mistake. And if I had a better weapon, these fights wouldn't take so long. Maybe I should kindle. I'll do it if I lose this next one. Come on, guys, be friendly. Swords. Well, you know what? By this point, I've probably figured out that I guess that the health bar of the guy that survives the first round gets repaired for the next one. So let's just focus on this. Shoulder. Oh! Wow, that came out of left field. Don't do it on my screen. Don't do it. Off tracks. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What's this one? Aye, don't know why I did that. Oh, why did I do that? Smough is really good at timing his evasion. Things that really look like they should hit don't. Ah! Oh! Almost broke myself. Woof! See why I didn't choose this fight when I did my great bow run. This guy is pretty relentless. Yeah, that's bad. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Take that back. I'm quite dead. Would never have had enough time to use the humidity anyway. Alright, man, let's do this. Oh, it's disappointing, but whatever. Kindle. So, now I can take more hits and be happy. Nope. Ooh, didn't quite hit the went pretty close. Oop. Lol, hit them both. Ah! Surprise Ornstein. Doing better this time around the way, so that's a good sign. Not that it makes a difference when I sneak clock you or not, yeah. But whatever, right? Very scary. Ornstein, I don't like what you're doing, honestly. Do you see that? Now what? So with the Quelaag fight, I said a lot about being able to read tells and know where to be and how fast to react when you see a particular move. Super Ornstein is like that, but on cocaine. So every move he's got is damn near going to kill you, and you have a very small time window to be able to react to it. Ah, shit. It's quite a bit more tense. Whoop. Once again. Double butt slap. Ah, this is a bad position. Stuck behind a wall, maybe this is the butt slam. Yeesh! Nope. Nah. Why? Tricky guy. Weirdo, it's 3 in a row. Max I got was 8 or something? 8 in a row he did it to me once. Which is fine because that's the easiest one to work on. Easiest move to have to just run back, take a hit, run back. It's very easy and predictable. Okay. And we have a good night. Grief. Well, that'll do, pig. I died this part of the run a bit more than I thought I would. That's not good, because second half is going to be a lot harder as the Drake Sword gets way outclassed. Oh yes, back to my first time player thing. This is kind of a weird part of the game for a first time player, because they're being led towards this, that, and the other thing before, but from this point on I kind of had to choose their own path, and so like there's no way to say that one of the four lords is the one you're supposed to go to before any of the others. Oh, I haven't... I need to... Yeah. Have to fight... What's his name? Latrick for the Firekeeper soul. I forgot to do that. I'll do it in the next part, since I can walk back. In the meantime, I'd like to put the Lord Vessel down.
This is now.
Whether a new player knows that they're supposed to go here and talk to that dumb lizard guy in order to get to this location. Maybe you were supposed to go talk to him after the 2 bells, before you go to Sins, since Crestfallen Knight mentions him. And you can get down here, I think. Maybe. Yeah, it's this cutscene where it's revealed that the golden form gates. Oh, there we go. Oh, I remember seeing at least one of those. Let me go back and find them. In the meantime, I'm going to make that the end of this. So, thanks, and stay tuned. Whatever that means.